Welcome back to another video, everyone. Today, me and my family are going to a hot pot place. It's called Hot Pot 585 and Barbecue, and this place is fairly new. I think it's opened for around a few weeks or months now. And this hot pot place is connected to a mall in Greece, which I find really interesting and cool as well. Also at this hot pot place, you can make reservations, but the reservations were reserved to 6 or more people. And since we only had 4 people coming, we just needed to walk into the hot pot place and just wait to be seated. And then eventually someone saw us and then came to take us to an empty table. And the whole process of us finding a table only took a few minutes, which I thought was really fast. Also, a unique thing about this restaurant is that some of the items on the menu here, you actually need to order. And then the rest of the items on the menu, you can actually get up and get yourselves. And as you guys can see here, this place has a lot of options. So after ordering all the items that we could not get ourselves, we then decided to get up and then get the rest of the food items ourselves. And this hot pot place had many sauce options, a ton of seafood and hot pot options as well. And on top of that, they had many delicious desserts. They even had a lot of vegetables, and they had a decent assortment of barbecue options as well. We then started grilling after we got all the food items that we wanted. And at this point, we were all so hungry that we became really impatient since the food had to be cooked and it was taking a long time. Kimchi thịt bò hả?
Okay, we need this. Yeah.
So this was my first attempt at a lettuce wrap, and as you guys can see, the wrap itself was not very good. But hey, one thing I can say is that the wrap was really good. It was super tasty. But the problem was that I was struggling to chew and digest the lettuce wrap that I made, since some of the stuff that I put in was hard to chew.
Cái gao hơi dài. Cái này hơi dài.
Since the food was taking so long to be cooked, I was literally eating anything that was in sight, anything that was edible, because I was so hungry.
Cái này trứng hả? Cắt kìa.
Okay, để con ấy.
Once again, another delicious lettuce wrap, but another poor execution of wrapping it. But hey, it was delicious, so who cares? After grilling some pork and beef, we then decided to add some seafood to the grill, which was octopus and shrimp. Now the fish was really soft and delicious, and on top of that, it was easy to digest. And although it wasn't one of my top favorites, it was still super tasty.
Not actually that bad.
Con mình không có rồi.
Con mực này nó... He's moving! Is he? He's alive! Why? He's alive!
This was actually my first time trying kimchi, and I thought it was super tasty, but at the same time it was super chewy. I just wished it was easier to chew and digest. And now the egg roll, I thought it was pretty good. It was pretty crispy. It was pretty standard. I mean, it's the egg roll, so you can't really go wrong with an egg roll.
Not a little soda. That they better bên đây chứ con.
Ăn cái vỏ luôn. Ngon lắm.
Treat. And maybe after. Hey, where's my
Mực nè. Ngon mà dai. Pork belly nè.
Có phế bên đây.
After trying the pork belly, I thought it was really delicious and it was definitely one of my favorites as well. But in my opinion, I still thought that the beef topped the pork belly.
Pork belly ngon á.
Con.
Thêm tôm. Ngon quá. Chicken nè.
And right after trying the chicken, I thought it was the most delicious one out of the pork belly and beef, and it quickly became my favorite right after this.
Khối luôn kìa. Cái này là bánh bao. Thịt gà ngon nhất. Thịt gà ngon quá.
And then after chowing down some of the meat that was cooked, we then had to go back to waiting, and then I was forced to eat some vegetables and mushrooms.
Anh không con
Con này nó còn sót này như nãy mẹ kêu gấp ra hả?
thấy khối luôn nè.
Mà con mới lỡ ăn cái đó biết rồi.
Mực cũng ngon mà nó dai quá. Thịt bò hả? Thịt heo không biết nữa.
Mẹ thấy hả?
Thịt
Để
heo nè.
vô đó thôi.
Mình mời mỗi người ăn cùng gia đình mình nha. Ăn tối cùng gia đình mình. Ngon lắm á. Trong giờ mình đợi á, mình cũng tức nữa. Tại mình đói quá mà không được ăn. Mà từ mình được ăn. Vui sao á. Ngon quá.
And at this point right here, we were grilling for a pretty decent amount of time. So then someone came and told us to take all of the food out so that they could change the grill.
Người ta mới đổi lò nướng mới cho mình rồi. Bây giờ mình phải để đồ ăn lên lại.
After we tried some of the meats, my mom then decided to go and get some more food for us to grill and try. And I honestly wanted to eat everything at this place. My mom then returned with some food items, and one of the items that she got is crawfish.
Nó khoan rất luôn không vậy? Cay lắm.
Cái hả?
Cay.
Đâu cái?
Thấy không? Không có được.
Cá nè. Mọi người muốn ăn không?
Yếu quá.
Muốn ăn thì cũng đâu có ăn được đâu.
Để ngay giữa nè. Thôi được rồi, được rồi.
Nè cá này để nó cay mà không biết nhưng mà nó nướng xong nữa. Cái này cay thiệt. Cay thôi. Mực nữa nè, mực thứ 2, thứ 3 quên rồi.
Mà sao phẩm? Được rồi.
Ngày ngoái thai á.
Then after some time, my dad then decided to try a raw oyster for the first time. So right after my dad tried the raw oyster, I could really tell that he was not a fan of the raw oyster at all, and he did not like it whatsoever.
Con lấy cái nhỏ đi, con lấy cái nhỏ đi.
After seeing my dad try the raw oyster for the first time, I then decided to try the raw oyster for the first time as well. So I actually shared the same sentiments as my dad. I was not a very big fan of the raw oyster, but I at least thought it was okay and edible.
Rớt xuống rồi nè. Này nó rớt xuống nè.
Rồi sốt mẹ ngon hơn. Cay cay nè. Không cay gì hết.
Dạ.
Gia vị giống như cua mà. Thịt heo nè. Mình ăn cái này một hộp luôn. One bite. Ngon mà ngán.
Ê, oh.
Thật với rau thôi à.
Wrap nè. Wow. Mình sẽ wrap này. Wrap cái nữa. Bánh bao này ăn thử rồi ngon không? Ủa? Ồ bán không à? Bánh bao nào không có thịt ở trong.
At this time, my mom then suggested that I eat the grilled meat and bun bao at the same time, since the bun bao didn't have any meat inside. So my mom's suggestion was a hit, and I thought the grilled meat and the bun bao were a good combo. They provided a tasty, sweet and juicy taste with a soft but slightly chewy texture. And after eating a ton, I then was finally beginning to get full, and I was actually almost done eating as a result.
Thịt gà mà nó bự quá vậy. Mình no đó rồi mọi người ơi, mà còn nhiều đồ ăn quá.
Cầm lên luôn. Còn mỡ á, nóng á.
Thì ngọt ngọt á.
I then tried this bun bao, and this bun bao had a tasty and sweet filling inside, which was completely different from the other bun bao, which had nothing inside, and it was super tasty as well. And now at this point, I was completely full, and I was pretty sure I was done eating for the rest of the night. But I then decided to get some dessert.
Trái cây hay bánh ngọt gì á, không biết. Không biết bánh gì nữa. Ngon mà ngọt quá. Trong nó có kem gì hả? Bánh này. Bánh ngọt này cũng ngon mà cái kia ngon hơn.
Although there was a considerable amount of food left, we were all completely full, and we were all officially done eating, and that officially concludes the video. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you guys can comment, like and subscribe, and until next time guys, bye bye.